Hello everyone, this is the Real Estate Coach back for episode 2. Just wanted to go over the market and give you guys a market update and what's going on right now. Looks like the market is a little mixed today, but it does look like that the 10-year rate did push through that 3% mark like I mentioned last episode, and it looks like the Fed did raise that 0.25% on the rates. So these rates are going to continue to go up higher, guys. It looks like the Fed's going to continue even on that path, maybe 3 more times even next year. So we got to get ready for that. But at least right now, you know what that means for the consumer is that the market's doing well as far as the economy. Unemployment is low, so people are spending money. But you know these interest rates on the 30-year mortgage, 15-year mortgage are going to continue to rise just a little bit. So we have to watch out for that and make sure that buyers are paying attention to what rates are given and what their payment's going to look like on a per month basis. But overall, the economy's doing well, so hopefully we continue that path and people continue to buy houses. Like I mentioned also last episode, we wanted to go over and helping first-time home buyers or the buyer process. Some of the common mistakes buyers are making right now, they're not asking enough questions to the real estate agent or the lenders on the process, what they can afford, even getting pre-approved with the lenders. So asking more questions is key for a lot of first-time home buyers. Also, a lot of buyers are not acting quickly enough when they do find a house, and they're letting houses get taken off the market because the market is tight right now. A lot of competition. A lot of these homes are still selling pretty quickly right now in this market. Another big thing is, buyers need to be looking for and interviewing the right type of agent. Whether it's a buyer's agent, listing agent, doesn't matter. I truly believe you got to interview them because some lack experience, some lack knowledge, but the most important thing is feeling comfortable with the agent that you're working with, finding a common ground, making sure you guys are on the same page, putting a plan and a strategy together to help you with that buying process. All right, guys, the next step that I want to go over is questions that you want to ask your lender. Okay, so when you're sitting down with your mortgage lender, mortgage broker, a couple of questions you might want to ask them is, what type of mortgage would be best for me? Okay, because there are different types of mortgages. Again, like I mentioned earlier, whether it's a 15-year, 30-year, even sometimes even a 10-year, you want to see what payment's going to be best for yourself and your family. What are the rates, the terms, the fees, the closing costs that are involved in getting a loan? A lot of people don't realize the cost of even getting a loan. You're looking at it, of course, your down payment, and then you're looking at closing costs. And of course, for first-time home buyers, there are some down payment assistance programs available for you guys that will try to qualify you for. And there is a chance that you can negotiate some of that closing costs from the seller, where the seller can actually help you with some of those closing costs. But you definitely want to know what it's going to cost you to get that loan. So definitely you want to ask and talk to your lender about the closing costs. The other thing that buyers get confused about or have a lot of questions about is the PMI, the private mortgage insurance. What is that? Why do I have to pay that? And basically that insurance really is for the lender. It protects the lender from you foreclosing on that house. So just in case you foreclose, the lender is insured. So the best case scenario, I always tell buyers, if you can get rid of that, that's great. Unfortunately, most of the time, the only way to get rid of it is you're putting 20% down and you're doing a conventional loan. Okay, but the more money you put down, the less that private mortgage insurance is going to be. So definitely talk and ask your lender about what PMI is and how can you avoid it or how can you reduce that cost. How long will the loan be locked in for? So when you're buying a house, you can lock in your rate, your interest rate for 30 days, 45 days, 60 days. Of course, there's a cost the longer you lock in that rate, but you have to know as a buyer when you're going to close on that contract because your lender is probably going to try to lock in that rate on a 30-day period, which means that you got to close on that loan in 30 days. Otherwise, your rate lock expires, and they could charge you at the end of that rate expiration a little bit, an extra fee just to extend it. So talk to your lender about that. And again, how long will it take the loan to close? Typically it's 30, 45 days. Sometimes it's 60 days, just depending on your lender, depending if you're doing a VA loan. Sometimes if you're doing FHA or conventional, it can go slower or faster as well. So you want to ask those questions out to your lender. Some of the things that I always go over with my buyers is how to improve your credit score. Okay, so if you're right on that fence where your credit score is a little iffy, some of the things that you can do and want to pay attention to is check and correct any errors that are in your credit report. I always recommend to my buyers, check your credit score, twice a year. Okay, you want to have a good idea if there's any fraud happening on your credit report, if there's anything that shouldn't be on there, and I go in detail, how to dispute it if there is, or there are some things on there that needs to be disputed. But for the most part, you just want to make sure everything looks good and there's no problems, coming up on the credit report. Pay down your credit card bills. I know a lot of people, especially near the Christmas time, which is coming up, and near the holidays, a lot of people start, spending more on their credit cards, putting more on the credit cards. You got to be careful with that, because if you're buying a house, it could affect your credit score. Okay, so typically I usually recommend to buyers, don't put anything more than 30 to 40% of your maximum credit card limit on your credit card, because that's when your credit scores can start going in reverse, backwards. Okay, so again, you want to be careful on how much you put on a credit card, and you want to make sure. I always tell people, just put it on automatic, pay at least a minimum per month, because if you're late one time, it could really hurt your score quite a bit. I mean, it could reduce it 30, 40 points just on one late. So, and that could take 6 months to recover from. So you definitely want to make sure that at least the minimum credit card payment is being paid every month. Okay. Of course, don't charge your credit cards to the maximum limit, because that's going to affect the credit score. Don't order items for your new home on credit card during this process. You wait till after you close. If you want to spend some money then, go ahead. Don't open any new credit card accounts during this process, because that also could reduce the credit score. Of course, when you're shopping around for a mortgage, you want to do it really all at one time. So I know some people say, I don't want to pull my credit from 3 different lenders. Well, if you do it in a short period of time, it won't hurt your score as much. So you want to do it, maybe get a couple of opinions right away, instead of waiting 1 month and then going the next month and get another lender to pull the credit score. And of course, avoid any kind of finance companies, car loans, any big purchases, furniture, because that definitely could affect your score. Home style. When you're going through a house, guys, there's different styles of homes, layouts, 2 stories, quad levels, bi-levels, ranches. Depending what kind of style is comfortable for your family, the layout, and what works for your family, you're only going to know that once you start going through some of the homes. I always tell buyers, keep an open mind, go through different styles of homes, so that way, once you kind of go in there, sometimes buyers are surprised that, hey, you know what, the bi-level isn't so bad, the tri-level wasn't so bad, it actually could work for our family. So keep an open mind when you're looking at different styles. Take a look at as many homes as you can, so that way you get a good feel of what's available for you guys. And of course, when you're going through the home, you're looking at the condition of the property. Does it look like the basement floods? Does it look like it needs a lot of updating, repairs? Certain people are going to be okay with that. Some people are not going to be okay with that. So you as a home buyer have to come to the realization of, do I want to be handyman and do some repairs throughout the house, or do I want something move-in ready for my family? Because I don't have time because I work too much. And that happens. Some of the home features that you guys want to pay attention to is size of yard, 2-car garage, 3-car garage. I know that's important to a lot of people. If it has a pool, does it have a patio, a deck for outside entertainment? Is the family room, living room big enough? Is it an eating kitchen? Is it an open concept kitchen? All those things matter to different buyers for different reasons. But you want to start, again, going through as many homes as you can, so you can really get a good feel of what you guys are and your family is comfortable with. So I want to wrap this up. Next episode, guys, we're going to be talking about helping sellers list their properties, going over some marketing strategies and how we can help some of these sellers get their homes on the market and get them sold quick. Don't forget to check us out on our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our real estate side, McCormickRealEstateIndiana.com. This is the Real Estate Coach saying goodbye.